Well, tomorrow's the first day of school for students in Toronto and most of the GTA. That's when the province's new cell phone ban in the classroom goes into effect. For a closer look at the new rules, we turn to CP24 Sija Liu. Sija, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bakari. It will be a big adjustment for students come tomorrow with the new cell phone rules taking place across the province. Essentially, for students up to grade 6, they won't be able to use their phone at all for the entire school day. For students grades 7 to 12, they can only use their phones in between class times, such as recess or lunch. And if they don't listen, they could be sent to the principal's office and face consequences. For more reaction to the news, here's Karen Littlewood, the president of the Ontario Secondary Schools Teacher Federation. Karen, thanks so much for joining us today.
Nope, no problem, Sija. Happy to be on.
And Karen, when the rules come into effect tomorrow, a lot of the enforcement will be up to teachers. How are your members reacting to this, and are they prepared?
Well, the Minister of Education held a press conference last week, and I was told it would clarify a lot of the questions and concerns. It didn't really. It was a re-announcement of something from a minister a few ministers ago. There's questions. What is that safe spot where a student will put their phone in the classroom if they have it out when they shouldn't? Is the office going to be big enough for the number of students who may not want to hand over their cell phone? There are challenges. These aren't the biggest issues in education right now. I'm happy to talk about cell phones, but there's so many other things that are concerning in education in Ontario.
And what are some of those issues that you would like to bring up? I know the purpose of this cell phone ban is to improve learning overall. Do you think this is the right move by the province?
Yeah, absolutely. We have to improve learning. I'll tell you right now, I'm in Peterborough at a Labor Day picnic, and I just spoke with a teacher who said, we have 8 people who quit over the summer. We have no educational assistants in the class. If we're going to look at having something be successful, like students focusing on their learning, we have to make sure we have qualified people in the classrooms. We have to make sure that we have the resources and supports in place. We can have all the rules we want, but unless there's going to be some way to actually make sure they happen, it's not going to make a difference right now. I know people are hopeful that it's going to be the answer to all the issues in education, but that's certainly not the case.
Turning back to the cell phone ban for a bit, are there any concerns from your members on what's expected out of them when it comes to enforcement, and are they prepared to enforce these rules?
Of course there are. So in OSSTF, we have members from junior kindergarten all the way into university, but our high school members in particular are concerned about the type of power struggles that could ensue. And I think what we need to be doing is focusing on the learning in the classroom. Cell phones can be a really valuable tool, and people may recall not too long ago, school boards had a BYOD policy, which was bring your own device. And now what they're being told is you can't bring your own device. So, I think we have to look at the supports and resources in education and make sure that we are really serving the students of the province to the best of our abilities.
And were distractions caused by cell phones a big issue in the classrooms for your teacher members? Is this something they brought up to you and said, hey, this is a really big concern the province needs to address?
It is a concern, and it has been for many years. Let's keep in mind that many of these students right now probably have grown up having a cell phone from a very young age. So it is a cultural change that has to happen. But yes, it's a distraction. But again, it can also be a really valuable tool. And many teacher members have used the cell phone as an aid to learning. So I think we have to look at the professional judgment of the teacher. But where the teacher says that the cell phone shouldn't be used and a student decides that they're going to continue to use it. I know the Minister of Education said there will be consequences. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to work all of that out.
Okay, Union President Karen Littlewood, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on.
And on top of the cell phone ban, schools, the province will also be banning social media sites from schools' devices and their networks. So, Bakari, a big adjustment for students come tomorrow. No cell phones allowed in the classroom.